Yeah, Salaki about that. Um, Revelation chapter 18. Revelation chapter 18 and verse 9. Let me go to Revelation chapter 18 and verse 2 and 3. And let me go to verse 9 to 13. Very quickly, though. Revelation chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen. Babylon the Great is the code name for the U.S. This is Babylon the Great. This is the land of confusion. Babylon the Great is fallen because ancient Babylon or Neo-Babylon, it is still there. You know, that's the land of Iraq. Babylon is located in the land of Iraq. You know, it wasn't completely destroyed by fire. It was just taken over. You know, as a kingdom, they were taken over by the Assyrians. You know, Salakia. They were taken over by the Medo-Persian Empire. Salakia. Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And why is it going to be inhabited by demons, you know, devils and foul spirits, evil spirits? Because when it's completely destroyed, the people are going to be like fuel for the fire. When the nukes hit this place, it's going to be like fuel for the fire. The Lord is going to do a mass sacrifice of all the people that's left here after you know, all hell is brought to this place. You know, whosoever doesn't die in the hell, you know, during martial law, you know, the lockdown and the pestilence and the famine, whosoever survives up until the nuclear attacks, they're going to be fuel for the fire. And when the fire dies down, which is going to be possible months, you know, when the fire dies down, this place is going to be left a desert, and only unclean birds, you know, like the owls and birds like that, you know, unclean birds are going to survive here. Certain animals can survive in the desert, you know, like owls, you know, scorpions, you know, and the demons that's possessing these people, you know, the homo demons, the adultery, the adultery spirits, the evil spirits of murder, you know, all the foul spirits that are here, they're going to be left here after this place is destroyed. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. That means they were in bed with Babylon. They did business with Babylon, and in turn they followed the ways of Babylon, you know, like democracy, homosexuality, feminism. But homosexuality is a major one. And the merchants of the earth, the different nations, their businesses, their corporations, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Now, one major one is China, right? Go to verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her. Why? when they see the smoke of her burning. So when they see Babylon is engulfed in fire, right, they're going to cry because Babylon was their moneymaker. This is where this place is a consumer. This place is a consumer economy, right? People just buy stuff here, you know. People don't have farms here. They get everything from the store. They get everything from Amazon, and these nations export their goods here, and and that's how these people survive in America. So the other nations make bank off of America. So when it's destroyed, they're not going to be able to make any more money. So that's why they're going to lament, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, "Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come." So it's going to take 1 hour to completely destroy Babylon the Great. 5,000 square miles. That's a large portion of land. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn. It's going to be done by ICBMs. Long-range missiles is going to be shot off from places like Russia and China. And the America's allies are going to turn their backs on America. So America's going to have a lot of enemies when the end finally comes, And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So no more everything made in China. The Moabites are going to be mad and pissed off. They're going to be crying. Here it is. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen. These are precious metals, gold, silver, fine linen, the fabrics that come from these different countries like China and South Asia, Japan, the Middle East as well, and purple and silk and scarlet and off thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of the most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble. These are the different commodities. And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil. The oil reminds me of actual petrol oil, or it could go into like olive oil, from places like Italy, and wine like from France, and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. So how are they going to witness this? It's going to be by the different satellites that's in orbit. That's how these nations are going to witness it, because of telecommunication satellites. This is an example. I'm gonna make a part 2 to this because I don't have much time left, but I'm gonna go into okay. So this is a commodity. A commodity is a basic good or raw material like oil, gold, or wheat that's interchangeable with other goods of the same type and traded on markets. So gold, corn, sugar. So because of them doing trade with America, they got rich. Trading economics. Go to commodity, crude oil, Brent, natural gas, gold, silver, copper, soybeans, wheat. Some of those are in Revelation, the 18th chapter. I'm gonna play this video, and then I'm gonna end the lesson. This is beautiful.
What is it?
So, topics, just watch a video. I was inspired by this news, to make this lesson.
Telecommunication satellite. We need satellites for lots of things in everyday life. Like for this. But how can all the fans around the world actually watch this game? Well, video and sound are encoded into electromagnetic waves that travel to a satellite. The satellite filters the signal to make it clear, amplifies it, and sends it back to the Earth. But it can only be sent in a straight line. Since our planet is round, we often need more than one satellite to relay the signal. Fortunately, there is always a satellite not far from your home.
So these nations are going to witness it. Actually, all right, so the revolution will be televised. The Lord is going to allow these nations to actually see, wherever they are on the planet Earth, the destruction of Babylon the Great. The Most High gets down like that.
By the way,
He's going to put it in these nations' faces.
the signal travels at the speed of light, so the whole transmission only takes around a quarter of a second.
So they're going to witness it live. That's why these businesses of these other nations, they're going to lament. They're going to be like, damn, how are we going to make money? You know, like China and these other nations, they use America, you know, to sell their products here. And they built up their economy. And also like South Korea, you know. You have Samsung and the car brand Hyundai, not Honda, Hyundai, South Korean. Like, these nations sell cars and clothes and make sneakers, and they sell a lot of stuff here, you know. And in ways in how should I say it? In turn, or in favor for that, they took on America's ways. These nations follow the ways of Babylon the Great. These nations have become westernized and defiled pretty much.
Wow. Telecommunication satellites not only broadcast TV signals, it's very likely that they work for you when you call your friend, play an online game, or find the right way when you get lost. Even Grandma uses them to catch up with you. They are also helpful in remote areas where nothing else works. And thanks to the constellation of telecommunication satellites, there will soon be access to the internet all around the globe. And you, what message would you like to send to the other side of the Earth?
Yeah, that's the end of the lesson. Lord will is edifying. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Shem Yahshai, Shem Shalom.